Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about the difference between attention and viewership. In the old model, things ran based on viewership, subscribers. You would make an advertisement or write up an editorial or a piece, and you would put it out somewhere that had a lot of subscribers, like a TV station or a newspaper, and you would look at the reach of the subscribers. Today we live in a different world. And what we're fighting for is attention. Each of us is inundated with thousands, if not tens of thousands of messages. Our Twitter stream is just flowing by. Our Facebook is pinging and flashing and updating. And those of us that are trying to get our message out or to reach people, we're fighting for that commodity called attention. And you don't get attention by just finding someone with a large number of subscribers. You have to look for someone that has a trusted relationship with his audience, and then you have to use that. Or better yet, and the reason hopefully you guys are all listening to these videos, is you want to build your own relationship engine, right? Where you build a trusted relationship with your audience. There are a number of vehicles by which you can build a relationship engine, but there are differences. So I was having a conversation with someone who has built a really successful and growing podcast, and it's called, Defenders Radio. And he works for a not-for-profit, and he's been building this thing up. And he was struggling recently because he has a lot of pressure on him as someone who not only runs the podcast, but also runs the blog and deals with the website and publicity and a lot of other things, where the podcasts didn't seem like a really powerful tool necessarily to him or maybe the organization, right? There are all these other channels like blog posts that have links where you could potentially donate or give money. But it's really critical to realize that of all those tools, the podcast is his best relationship engine. So let's talk about what a relationship engine is. It's a place where you can have intimacy with your audience and build trust. Now, different relationship engines have different levels of intimacy. A podcast, you're generally wearing headphones and you're hearing the voice of this person in your ears. You might be listening to it in bed or when you get up in the morning or in the bathroom, in pretty personal places. It's very personal, okay? A blog is something that may or may not get read in today's age. I flick past hundreds of them in my news feed. I don't really hear the voice of that person. Now, there are a few people who have used their blog as a relationship engine to build trust with me, but it's much harder than with a podcast, for example. There's video bloggers or, guys using Periscope or Meerkat to do that same thing. I'm there, I'm in their world. That's very personal and intimate, right? They're bringing me into their world and I'm seeing everything live. That's an example of much higher intimacy. And then you have web pages where it's really hard, right? They're just cold and distant, even no matter what you put on them, okay? So I want you all to start thinking about where and how you can build trust. Where can you be vulnerable? Where can you connect on a more intimate level with your community, with your tribe, with your audience? And those are the tools that you want to invest in. It takes time. But let me tell you, that investment will pay off 100, if not 1,000-fold. So my advice to that gentleman was pump everything into that podcast that you can. I mean, obviously you still need to do your job and do your other things. But 3 years from now, everything will be in service to that podcast. I don't know what that is. Sorry, everyone. 3 years from now, everything will be in service to that podcast, not the other way around. Okay? That podcast will probably become his #1 vehicle if he continues to invest in it and grow it. Because he's reaching and connecting people in a way that really affects them and can change them. So that's basically it. So I want all of us to think about what are the vehicles by which we can connect and have intimacy with the people that we want to connect with, and how do we put more of our time into that. Myself, I'm doing these videos. I do my podcast. I have Periscopes. I'm trying all these different ways to connect and build those relationships. That's what I want to talk about today. I hope to talk to you all soon.